Hi, my name is Thomas and you're watching Casual DIY channel. In today's video, we'll be checking out this Ortur Laser Master 2 Pro. Check out the video. Right then, so this laser has been gifted to me by the store called madethebest.com, and I want to make that absolutely clear. I am not being paid for checking out this laser, they just gifted the machine to me, and you can check out the affiliated links down below in the descriptions of this video. Okay, without further delays, let's check out what we actually are getting in this rather small and compact box. Okay, so obviously instructions as per any other machine, aluminium profiles, the laser unit, cables, that's a power brick, some glasses, all the bits and pieces. You got the screws, cables connecting to your PC, the drag chain. We also get the pre-assembled X-axis, which is very nice. We got the motherboard and the rest of the aluminium profiles. Okay, let's get into some details about this machine. The working area is 400mm by 400mm, so it's a fairly solid size. It doesn't actually weigh much, which is quite a helpful thing when you want to store this machine away. Power of the laser that comes with this is between 4.5 to 5 watts, but the more important thing is the focal spot, which is 0.08 by 0.15 millimeters. So that is a solid achievement for the laser here. With all these specs, the machine should be able to engrave a lot faster than any other budget laser. The machine comes with several safety features. For example, if you move the machine, the laser will stop. If the connection between the laser and your PC is lost, the laser will stop as well. And if the machine discovers that the laser is not moving, it will switch it off as well, preventing any potential fires. And there's also a large button, red emergency stop button. In case if you want to stop it immediately, you've got the option there. And also, which is quite cool, it comes with a flame detection. So hopefully, if a fire is detected, it will stop the laser and it will start beeping loudly to let you know that something is wrong. And that's all the parts we've got for this machine. And I have to say, I am quite pleased that there isn't a 1,000,001 pieces, as I'm absolute novice when it comes to lasers, 3D printers and anything like that. So it will be nice to see how a beginner like myself can tackle the assembly of this machine, of this laser, and then to work out how to actually use it. So if you're in the same boat like me, where your knowledge is very limited, then you're in the right place. You can learn off my mistakes rather than making your own. It will save you time and a lot of hassle. So let's get back to this machine. As I said, there isn't many pieces here, which is really good. The laser is more or less assembled and ready to use when you actually mount it on. And already the X-axis is pre-assembled, and that will save you a lot of stress and hassle. And off the bat, all the pieces seem to be quite decent quality. So let's put this bad boy together. Okay, let's assemble the frame first. The aluminium profiles, they need to be facing inwards with the measurement lines. We'll be connecting everything together with the corner connectors and some M5 screws. Obviously, I made an error when connecting the aluminium profiles. The shorter ones need to be connected to the longer one first, and then into the shorter profiles we are installing M5 profile nuts. When the whole assembly of the frame is completed, make sure to check all the corners for squareness. And now it's time to put the X-axis that is already pre-assembled into the frame. Now at the back of the machine we need to install the base anchors and also the timing belts. You basically need to put the timing belt through the base anchor. There's a special slot for it, and after that you secure that timing belt with a bolt and a washer that will prevent the timing belt from moving. And now you need to basically attach the timing belt to the X-axis, and that did take me some time, bit of a jiggling and poking about, as it wasn't the easiest thing to do, but in the end I managed to do it. And at the front of the machine, again on the right hand side, you will be installing the base anchor, pulling through the timing belt, but this time make sure you get the right tension on the timing belt itself. On the left hand side of the machine, first of all we need to put the M5 profile nuts. Now we can install the limit switch that will also act as a place where the timing belt will go, where we're going to be able to add it an appropriate tension. And now it's time to attach the main board. After flipping the whole profile over, we need to attach the cable loom fixing plate. Now it's time for the drag chain to be installed onto the frame itself. And now the laser itself, it basically slots into place, and there's not much to it. And finally we can install the focal gauge holder at the front of the machine. And now it's time to connect all the wires. You can't really make a mistake here. All the connections are unique to each other, so I can't see any issues with this process. Just remember that on the other side of the axis you've got another motor that is running it, and you need to connect it as well. I just didn't show it in the video. And there you go. It actually wasn't too bad at all for my first laser engraving machine. I think it went pretty well and fairly quick. So far, I'm really pleased with this machine. There was no soldering, no messing around with any wires, anything like that. Everything goes into the right places where it should do. The only thing is probably this wire here that's just wiggling over here, but if you use the cable ties, it shouldn't be much of an issue. So all in all, it's a pretty neat package. But let's head to my laptop now to see what software do we actually need to run this machine. Okay, so first of all, we're gonna go to Google and we're gonna type in madethebest.com. That's the store where you can get this laser. We're gonna go to engraving machines, select the model you've got. Our is the Ortur Laser 2 Pro. And you can scroll down here. You've got lots of really good information here, as you can see. So worth a read, check it out. Tons of info here, but we are going to the guide. Just over here, there's a link. And you've got 62 pages of really good information about this machine, how to put it together. So definitely worth checking. But the information that we require is right at the bottom of this guide. So there we go. We need some drivers for our PC. Well, at least I needed them. Obviously, I went for the 64-bit. I've got Windows 10, so that's what I've downloaded and installed. Just follow the steps as it asks you to do. And the software we're going to use is a free software. It's the Laser GRBL. I'm not sure if you actually say it like that. But basically, copy that, go onto Google, paste it, and it will find it for you. Go onto the page and just scroll down a little bit. Press download here. You got the big download there. Press that and it will start downloading the installation files. And when you do install it, everything as you should. And then you're heading into the program itself. Obviously, I've already got it installed. Now, I'm not going to dwell too much on the software itself, as that would probably take too much time and a video on its own. It's really simple and easy to use, and maybe in some next videos I will actually show you how to use this software, but it is simple. Alright then, so we've got the software on our laptop. I've got the hardware put together. I've actually plugged in the power cable. I've connected the USB to my laptop and I'm more or less ready to go. So, as per instructions, you've got the power button there and we need to press it and keep it pressed for 5 seconds. Right then, so our software is connected with the laser itself. So I'm just going to position the laser in the correct place where I actually want to, and I'm going to make sure that this position is my home position. Okay, so that is sorted and that will act as our starting point. Now I'm going to upload the photo. When you're ready to begin with your project, make sure that the laser head is in the right distance from your project. For that, you need to use the focal gauge. Okay, so I'm more or less now ready to do some engraving. But before we do, make sure that you are safe and secure in your working area. Make sure to wear your protective glasses. You've got some fan with blowing the air out of your working space, as the engraving in any material will produce some fumes depending on what you're engraving, leather or, for example, in my case, plywood. It will create some fumes. Some of them may be actually toxic, so make sure you are safe and secure. I'm also going to open my garage doors to make sure the fumes get out through there. And look at that, that wasn't slow at all. And it only took 4 minutes to do that job. So let's have a look how it came out. Well, I am quite pleased with the results. Have a look. Really nice and sharp, there's no burning around it. Over here it was actually, there's a dent in there, so it looks a little bit different. So I'm really impressed with the quality. I wasn't expecting that. I thought there would be a lot more burning around it, but yeah, looks really good. All right, so time for something else. I always wanted to engrave my horny boards with my logo or something like that, and now I've got the opportunity to do just that. Okay, I've got my horny serving board ready in a position. Let's put some logos on it. Wow, how quick was that? That actually took just over a minute. Fantastic. So let's have a look at the results. Absolutely gorgeous. There is no burn around the letters, anything like that. It looks spot on. What it only needs is a bit of oil to go on it, and is ready to ship to your customers. Look at that. Absolutely brilliant. Definitely happy with the results on this one. Right, okay, so initial thoughts, brilliant machine. Ever so easy to use. Right, for a beginner like myself, I actually had, honest to God, no issues with it. I've put it all together, as you've seen on the video, no problems at all. I followed the instructions, but online, as I showed you, there are actually better instructions there rather than the one that come with the machine. Plug into your PC, make sure you've got all the software downloaded. I'm only using the really cheap software that's available for free. I can imagine the ones that you have to pay for are much better with far more settings. So with the settings in the software, I actually wasn't messing around there almost at all. I'd only set up a few things and it went more or less default settings and it done a brilliant job. Now, if you delve into it, I can imagine you can achieve really amazing results. But the ones I got, there's nothing I can say that's actually bad about it. So software, easy. Putting the machine together, easy. Plugging and working it out, it's also very easy. So I have to say, brilliant tool for a beginner DIYer that wants to start an adventure with a bit of a laser burning. Obviously, there are limitations to this machine. Don't expect to be cutting 1 centimeter of plywood or anything like that. That will not happen at all. It's for me personally, it's an engraving machine. I can engrave wood, leather, whatever I really want. And for that, it should have more than enough power. If you actually need a laser to cut things out, I probably wouldn't recommend this. Obviously, to be able to cut through plywood or any other materials, you just need to do it in several passes. Now the question comes, I think it costs about just over $400. This is obviously the Pro version. In the UK, it's just going to be over 300 British pounds. Is it worth the money? It all depends. If you want an engraving machine, sure, it will do the job fantastically. And as I mentioned before, if you're a beginner, it's really easy to work with. But I have to say there are probably other lasers that are better priced. I'm not sure about the quality, but this is definitely not a ultra budget laser. But I have to say the quality of it speaks for the money. I think the quality is really solid here. Now, I actually bought myself a laser a long time ago, probably more than a year. And that is a ultra budget laser. and it will be interesting to see how it will compare to this. So guess what? In the future, you can expect a video of me assembling the other laser that is really ultra budget. I think I've bought it for about $200, so you can see more or less half the price of this. Although I'm quite worried that the ultra budget version of the laser I've got, I don't think it will be so easy to put together, and I don't think it will be so easy to work with, but time will tell. So if you're not a subscriber, guess what? Subscribe to my channel for that future content so you don't miss it. And if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to drop me that like button down below as well. Guys, so these are my initial thoughts. Brilliant machine, maybe a little bit too expensive, but for the quality you're getting, the money is there. It all depends what you need the tool to do for you. Now, definitely I need to spend more time with this tool to make up my mind of actually what it can do and play around with the settings. If I did in this video, it would probably be 6 hours long. We don't want that. So you can expect some more videos coming up about this machine, this laser, what it can do, and will it work? But for today, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Take care.